Good day. Welcome to another part of this tutorial series. We'll be continuing from our previous videos on quadratic equation. Today we're going to be looking explicitly at solving a quadratic equation by factorization method. Solving a quadratic equation by factorization method. You can look up other videos and other methods that would have been uploaded. We just want to actually look at how do we solve a quadratic equation using a factorization method. Okay, so just follow after me as we proceed. Thank you. Basically, we'll be looking at factorization method for solving quadratics. Factorization method for solving quadratic. We'll go straight to the example and then I'll use the example to teach. We are to solve 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equal to 0 by factorization. How do we go about it? What are the steps that we ought to take? The first thing we need to do, or the first approach that we have to go alongside with, will be to test if the factorization is really going to work. Remember in my last video I said factorization does not always work, especially in the case where there are irrational factors. So we need to know beforehand if the factorization is going to work instead of trying to waste time trying to find factors where they don't exist. Okay? Trying to find factors where they don't exist. So instead of looking for factors that do not exist, let's find out if this can be factorized or not before we proceed into the factorization proper. Okay, so that's our first step. So step 1. Step 1, we test for factorization using b squared minus 4ac. If the solution is a perfect square, then it can be factorized. First and foremost, we need to know what our a is. Our a in this case is 2. Our b in this case is minus 3. And our c in this case is minus 5. Okay? So, b squared minus 4ac. Minus 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times minus 5. So that minus 3 squared is 9. Minus this minus that's plus. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And that gives 49. Apparently 49 is actually 7 squared. So since 49 is 7 squared, 49 is a perfect square. And we said if it is a perfect square, then it can be factorized. So our step 1 just showed us that this can be factorized. Then we now go to step 2, which will help us to look for the factor. So step 2. Step 2 says we should multiply the first term by the last term. We should multiply the first term by the last term. What's the first term? The first term is 2x squared. The last term is minus 5. If we multiply the two, we have 2x squared times minus 5. And that's basically going to give us minus 10x squared. And we go to step 3. Step 3 says we should find factors of the answer in step 2, which add up to the middle term and use them to replace the middle term. So we have to look for factors of this answer that if we add them together, they will give us the middle term. The middle term is minus 3x. So what are the two numbers that if we multiply them together will give us minus 10x squared, and if we add them together will give us minus 3x. Evidently, the factors should be, by brainstorming, you should know that the factors are minus 5x and 2x. Think of it. Minus 5x times 2x. Just briefly, minus 5x times 2x. Basically, that should give us what? Minus 10x squared. Our answer is step 1. And then the sum, the addition, minus 5x plus 2x. Minus 5x plus 2x, that will give us minus 3x, which is essentially the middle term. And then we're told to use them to replace the middle term. In other words, instead of writing our equation like this, 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equal to 0, we simply write it like this: 2x squared minus 5x plus 2x minus 5 equal to 0. And that essentially will give us this new expression. Then we now go to the final step, which is the step 4. In group of 2's, factorize. So in group of 2's, we just simply factorize. You take these two, what is common is actually x. It's going to be 2x minus 5 plus what is common here is actually 1, 2x minus 5 equal to 0. So essentially you have x plus 1, 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we now utilize the factorization. We now utilize the factorization principle. Okay, permit me to clean step 1. So, since x plus 1 and 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, it evidently goes to say further that x plus 1 is equal to 0, or 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Because mathematically, if two numbers multiply themselves to give 0, then one of them must be 0. So from here, it's evident that x is equal to minus 1, or x is equals to 5 over 2. And these are the solution by factorization. So remember the 4 steps. The first step, we are actually going to test for factorization. How do we do that? We simply plug the equation, the various values into b squared minus 4ac, and we see if we can get a perfect square. Once we get a perfect square, it's a reflection, or it's a proof that the expression under consideration is really indeed factorizable. Then after that, we proceed to step 2, which requires us to multiply the first term by the last term. And after we multiply the first term by the last term, we now proceed to step 3, which says we should find factors of the answers in step 2 and add up to the middle term, and then use them to replace as we have done. And then step 4 says we should use in group of 2s, we should simply just factorize. So this is how we solve by quadratic. As long as an equation is factorizable, these steps will always solve the problem at hand. This step will always solve the problem at hand. So that ends our video for today. We're going to actually create more videos on different methods, so to speak. But if you like this video, like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook on the Sankeda page, and get to know, and please share the video with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.